Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Shimmy Bar Life. I hope you're doing well. Well, this is the last week of April. Yesterday I actually looked at the calendar to find out what date it is. So we made it this far and I hope you're hanging in there like all of us are. As you can see here, I have my ball again. On my last video, I kind of used the ball. I'm going to use the ball today again. Once again, if you don't have a ball, you don't have to use it. There are modifications. I think this is a great piece, a great tool to have at home because it does give you really great stretches if you have one of these. If you don't, if you're looking for something to add to your home gym or something to have at home, I highly recommend the exercise ball or the foam roller. I used the foam roller a couple of videos ago, which is also great, especially if you're a runner and have those tight hamstrings or the calves. But today we're going to start with the exercise ball. So I'm going to stand up and I'm going to face the sun. So if you don't have the exercise ball, what I want you to do is I want you to go into a child's pose is what I want you to do, and then come out of it and then go back to the child's pose. So I'm going to use the ball, and pretty much I am going to go into a child's pose but using the ball. Again, I like to start just by standing here on my knees, tuck in the core, tuck in the pelvis, lift up the heart, shoulders down away from your ears. And by the way, it is a gorgeous morning here. It is such cool temperatures that explains my long sleeves. So we're just gonna stand here and just take a few breaths. Get our bodies ready. And if you're outside, just soak up, take in all that fresh air or soak up the sun. So on your next breath, on your next inhale, you're going to roll the ball, or you're going to go into a child's pose. You're going to roll the ball and bring your ears to your forearm and really elongate your spine. Again, if you don't have the ball, get into the child's pose where your big toes are together and your knees apart, and you bring your forehead to the mat and you stretch out your arms. On the exhale, roll yourself back up to nice and tall. And that should feel amazing. You're elongating your spine. Do it again. Take a few breaths here. On your next exhale, roll it out. And we'll do it again. And roll it out. Now, excuse me, I woke up with a frog on my throat this morning. This time we're going to go roll it down. Now we're going to go ahead and turn the ball to the right side of the body, and you're going to sink back into your heels and really stretch out that left side. Roll it back to the middle and then the other side. Towards the center and roll it up. Now we're going to go on top of the ball. Again, if you do not have the ball, I'm going to give you a modified version on what to do if you don't have the ball. I'm going to set the ball aside somewhere. It is a little breezy, so I don't want it to fly off. Stay right there. So what you're going to do if you don't have the ball, you're going to come down on your belly, your feet are hip width apart, your hands up to your shoulders here, forehead to the mat, and you're just going to lift on the inhale and exhale down. So you're doing swans is what you're doing if you don't have the ball. If you do have the ball, you're going to bring your hips on top of the ball. You're gonna be right here, parallel to have your legs parallel to the floor. Hands right where your shoulders are. You're gonna go ahead and go down. And come up. You're gonna roll yourself back up into that beautiful swan and lift. And then come back down. So if you don't have the ball, again, it's a wonderful stretch. You're still getting a good stretch, just a little differently. So when you're going down, look at my legs. It's like a seesaw. Come back, roll it back. Hold on to the ball and lift. And one more time. And slowly release and go back to that child's pose. And slowly release. So now your spine is nice and warm. When I did that swan lifting up, I also pointed my toes to elongate my legs. If you're on the floor, you do the same thing. You elongate your legs, you lift up. So it's just a great morning stretch, a nice little warm up. If you really enjoy that one, you could do that the whole entire sequence again. Take your time, just really enjoy it. Again, reminder that I am outside, so you're going to hear all kinds of noises. So we're going to go ahead on the floor. We're still using the ball. Now at this point, if you don't have a ball, go ahead and grab a chair or an ottoman, somewhere where you could elevate your feet, like so. So right now your feet are elevated, shoulders and hips are pressed to the mat, your lower back is imprinted on the mat, your hands to the side. You're going to inhale, you're going to exhale and hold it up. Watch your shoulders. You don't use your shoulders to lift. You use that core to lift up your hips. Inhale, exhale, down. We do it again. Inhale, exhale up. And down. Inhale, exhale up. Now we're going to hold it here because we're going to lift one leg up. We're going to go point the leg on the inhale, flex it on the exhale. Up. Good job. And hold this pose, and we do the other one. Up. And we hold it here. Hold this pose nice and tight. Inhale and exhale down. And bring your knees to your chest. Rock yourself back and forth. So that should awaken up your abs. Your glutes were also involved, your legs. It actually feels really good. Now from right here, we're going to go ahead and do marches with the ball. So now you notice how my knees, now so if you're in that chair, you may have to either adjust yourself a bit closer to the chair because your knees need to be bent. So when you lift, now you're higher. You're higher. Very carefully, you're going to march for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold it here. Hold it here. Woo, you really felt that on your legs. Inhale and exhale down. Woo, your legs, your glutes, your abs. Now, if you're on the ball, it does make it tricky. Now, you can also do this without the ball. Remember, you can always go down to the ground. When you lift yourself up, do those marches. Rock yourself back and forth.
Good job. Take a break. Extend those legs. We're going to go ahead and do some hip dips. We're going to inhale, exhale up. And we're going to dip those hips for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift up, hold it, and bring it down. And take a little breather. Good job. So we're going to continue on. So now the ball is by your ankles. This is the one that I like to bring my hand underneath my lower back. Again, if you do not have the ball, you could use a small ball for this one because the ball is going to go between our ankles, or you don't have to use the ball at all. You can also use a towel, anything to kind of squeeze in or using your inner thighs. So we're going to go ahead and grab the ball, extend our legs. We did this one in the last video, and we're going to do it again. We're going to go up and down. Inhale, up. Really use those abs. Exhale, down. Up. And again, every once in a while, I lose my count. So just give me 2 more. And slowly bring that ball down. Now we're going to put 1 foot forward, the other one underneath. Again, if you don't have a ball, you can do without the ball. If you have a band, you can also use the band. And then we lift for 8, 7, 6, right here. We switch. We do it again. The last 8. And slowly bring your knees to your chest and rock yourself back and forth. Good job. Really waking up our abs. So from right here, we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and release the ball. I won't be needing it anytime soon. Hopefully it'll stay there. We're going to go back on our backs. And guess what time it is? It's time for ab roll-ups. As you know, I always do those. It's a staple. Every once in a while, I don't do it depending on the exercise. So right now, go ahead and extend. You can point or flex your feet, arms above your head. And then we inhale, using your abs, roll yourself up and roll it down. Up, and we're doing 6. Oops. I keep underestimating my length. And go ahead and hold it here. So instead of going all the way down, we're going to hold it here. We're going to grab behind our knees, and we get away from the sun. We're going to go ahead and lift up and get into that pose. So remember, when you're in the T's, you're really engaged that core. If you see your reflection in the mirror somewhere, it's always a good idea. As I mentioned before, I have the luxury of having my French doors behind the camera, so I can really see my reflection. So make sure the shoulders are down away from your ears and you lift up your heart. Please avoid doing this. Very common to do that. Also, if you notice my hands are behind my knees, I'm not using that to hold my pose. I'm just using it just to kind of a little support. Everything else, it's your abs. So we stay right here. We're going to go ahead and tap the right and then the left. Right and then left. Last time right, last time left. Hold it here, hold it here. Now left side, go left, right. Now if you want to be more challenging, let go. hold it here. Now I want you to get into a butterfly, meaning the bottom of your feet are together. Ooh, this is a teaser on butterfly pose. If you notice, my knees are apart, my feet are together. And then we're going to go ahead and go back. So I did that on purpose because what we're about to do next is we're going to go into a teaser, but your legs are going to be butterflied. I'm going to do the first one. So you get back down on your back. This time make sure I have plenty of room for my hands. So when you come up to that teaser, butterfly. Do you see what I did with butterfly? And then you come back down. And we do 6 of those. Take your time. If you can't do 6, give me the 4, and we begin. Notice how I'm going down. I'm taking my time. I'm lifting. I'm using my abs to lift me up. Ooh, good job. How you doing? And here we are. Come back down and rock yourself back and forth. Good job. Bring your knees to your chest. That was a little tricky. If you haven't done that one before, or in my class, I have not done that one in quite a while. So yeah, I did feel it. You're going to feel it. Again, if you struggled, let me come up and talk to you. Again, as I said, all my videos, if you're struggling, that's okay. Give yourself time, be consistent, modify as much as you can. For that particular one, the modification, right here. Keep your knees, your hands behind your knees. So when you lift, tap, find that balance, and then get into the butterfly pose, and then come back down and start all over again. You're still getting a good exercise. So please don't ever be embarrassed to modify. As a matter of fact, I encourage it if you're struggling. Because a lot of times when you try to push yourself, you end up having the wrong alignment or using the wrong muscles. I'd rather you do it correctly and work your way up than doing wrong and then getting injured by it. So please don't ever be embarrassed to use modification. But we're not done yet, so we're going to go back. This time, we're going to go back to those teasers. This time, instead of butterfly, we're going to come up to tabletop and extend our legs back to tabletop and back down. Here's the first one. We're going to come up, extend, back, down. 6. The first one was a freebie. Down. 1. We're going to hold it at the 6-1. So right here, hold this pose. If you want to, you can grab your ankles and extend and really hold this pose nice and strong. Hold it for 10, 9, woo, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Good job. How'd you do? Yes, I know I threw that curveball in there. If you notice on this last set, I was going a little faster. There's a reason for that. Whenever you feel the exercise is getting too easy for you, you kind of have to step it up a notch and kind of challenge yourself either by speeding it up, adding an extra rep, or using weights as I mentioned before. You don't have to follow my pace. Work at your pace. So right now, you should be feeling a little bit, your heartbeat should be a little up. You should be feeling great. So just take a moment here and stretch it out. I like to sit up nice and tall. So now we're going to go ahead. We're going to do a couple of shoulder stands. So by that, it's almost like the jackknife, but we're going to go up. But this time we're going to use our hands underneath our hips to support our hips. That's all you're doing. You're not putting your weight on your hips. Please don't do that. So I'm going to do the first one. So I prepare. I lift, engage my core. adjust my hands. Nice little shoulder stand here. And we hold this pose as I point my toes. Nice and long. And now we begin for scissors. Give me 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. Ride your bike. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. And slowly release. Ooh, how'd you do? Take a few breathers here. Again, if you have not done that one in a while, it's a little tricky. If you're used to doing yoga, that one should be very easy for you. If you are having trouble doing that, here's your modified version. You can stay right here and do it this way or do it this way. It's the same exercise, just a little different, not as challenging, and it's probably a little safer if you're not used to lifting your body up. Woo. So let's go ahead and take a little breather, because now we're going to do a little sideline work. Give our motion a little break, since we started lifting backwards facing down, and then we went back to facing up, lifting. So now we're going to go a little sideline work here. Now I did this one before, and I actually truly enjoyed this one. It was called the rainbow. I only did it once, and I really like this. We're going to do it again today. So again, my shoulders and my elbows are aligned. I have my bottom leg bent so the heel's close to my bum. Now be very mindful. This is where it gets tricky. Everyone tends to do this. So if you're doing this, this is posing for a selfie. This is getting ready to do the exercise. So notice how my shoulders are away from my ears. Be mindful of your posture. You're not doing this. You're gonna kind of hurt that shoulder. You're lifting up nice and tall. Your leg that's on top, you're gonna reach out and extend it out. So we're gonna go up. So what's gonna happen is this is a rainbow. You're gonna tap forward, up, and then back, up, forward, up, back, up. Rainbow. Very good. Give me 4 more just like this. 4. Woo. 3. You can really feel it in your legs. 2. However, we're going to hold it here. We're going to tap back and lift. Back, forward. Oh, feel that in your glutes. Woo. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, stretch it out. Right here is where you should have felt that one. But we're going to continue on to clams. So we did the rainbow, we did the back leg lift. Now we're going to go to clams. Clams, both of my legs are bent, and the reason why they call it a clam is because you look like a clam. Open and close for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and hold it here. This is where it gets tricky. Our last set, watch my knees. They're up. A little tricky. You can stay here for the last 8, or if you want to challenge, lift up for 8, 7, 6, 5, thighs, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Other side. There's no break on this one. So we prepare. Again, watch that alignment. Remember, when you get fatigued, we tend to lose our posture. Again, top leg comes up and then goes forward, up, back, forward. 4 more. Good job. Don't forget to breathe. Now we're going to hold it here. It's going to go back, center, back, center. Woo. It's 3, 4, 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Bring that leg in. Now we're going to do clams. So right here, we're going to go 8. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we lift again. Like I said, you can stay with your knees down. 8. 7, 6. Ooh. And stretch it out. Oh. Shake it off if you need to. Yes, you're really going to feel that one in your legs, in your glutes. That was a good one. But also, guess what else was working? Your obliques, because when you lift and you're also crunching your obliques. So that's like all kind of your obliques, your legs, your glutes, your abs, also your shoulders. Like as I mentioned before, although you don't use your shoulders, but they were stabilized. They were nice and strong. That's why we don't sink into them, because if you sink into them, then your shoulders will get it's just not good. So be very mindful of your posture. Another thing I would like to point out is when you were doing the rainbows, if you were going forward with your shoulder and back, you were losing your alignment. Make sure your shoulders and your hips are aligned. The only thing that's moving is your legs, so be very careful with that. How are you feeling? I hope you're feeling good. Let's go ahead and do some stretches. We're gonna go. Well, get ready to do some stretches, but we're still working out. We're gonna go to tabletop. Let's do a nice little stretch here. So again, be mindful of your alignment. I know I mentioned that a lot. I sound like a broken record, but I have to remind everyone, when we get fatigued, we lose our posture. Go ahead and tuck in the core and extend that one leg. Really extend it out, stretch it out, nice and long. And then hold it here, bring it in, and then the other one, extend and stretch it out. Really elongate that leg. Bring it in. Now we're going to go ahead back to the right leg, extend it out, and when you're ready, opposite arm extends, and really stretch it out. Now we're going to go ahead and pulse for 16. That's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Look at my arm. It's bending. Look at my leg. Extend, bend, extend, bend, extend. Woo! Extend. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend. Hold it here. Bring it in. That was another curveball. Work that glute. Really engage that core, because if you felt the pain and right here in your lower back, that means your core was not engaged. Other side. Get ready, extend. We lift. Find that balance, and we pulse for 16. Hold it here, bend that arm, bend that leg, extend for 8. Hold it here, bring it in. Ooh. and take a little breather here. That actually feel really good. Again, be very mindful. Where is that core? If that lower back was hurting, you were not engaging your core. Take a little breather here. We're gonna go ahead back to tabletop, but this time we're gonna go down in our forearms. Tuck in those toes, a modified downward dog. Inhale, prepare, and we lift. Really stretch it out. I'm stretching out the back of my legs, my hamstrings. Really point that tailbone up, engaging that core, and come back down. And we lift again, lift. But this time, instead of coming all the way down, we're gonna hover the mat and lift. Hover, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. 4 more. And hold it up. And bring it down to your knees. Big toes together, knees apart. Extend your arms. Really sit it back in that tailbone. Good job. We're going to roll it up. Ooh. So today's video, unlike my last one, the last one I threw in a little cardio. It was a little challenging, I'm going to face you. It was a little challenging, but every once in a while as an instructor, I have to make the classes a little challenging. It also creates muscle confusion because you were not expecting it. So you were probably a little sore from that one. The heart rate was pumping. You should be feeling really good. If you really did enjoy that cardio one, go ahead and do it again. Like I said, do it the same video at least 3 times and then move on to the next one. We're now entering our stretch time. I want to do it standing up. So this is a balancing stretch. I want to see, make sure you can see me. Like I said, I'm pretty tall. I'm going to move my mat out of the way. So for this one, be very careful. Now you can see me. Here, I'll stand right here. Okay. If you have to hold on to a wall, do so. It's a great stretch. It's a balancing stretch. Take your time. And we begin by grabbing your shins and ankle. Okay? You're going to slowly, almost into a tree pose, slowly stand up nice and tall. Your shoulders are down and relaxed, so you're standing nice and tall. And we're going to hold this pose. The reason why I'm supporting my ankle is because you could tear a ligament, or you could actually get injured because right now you're lifting your leg, you're supporting your leg with your hands, and we hold this stretch. And just take a few breathers. Again, if you're holding on against the wall, a chair, that's okay. And then we slowly release. Notice how I'm slowly releasing my leg. Slowly release and plant that foot down. Please don't drop your leg. It's control. Pilates is a controlled movement. Other side. Now please be mindful, one side is always better than the other. So take your time when you do this one. Again, support that leg by holding on to your ankle and your shins. Drop that knee, relax your shoulders, and stand up nice and tall. And take this as a growth exercise. Oops, notice how almost lost my balance there. That's okay. If you struggle with this one today, keep practicing, keep practicing. Trust me, it's gonna come to you. And then a few more breaths, and then we slowly release that leg down. Again, release it very slowly. Now we're going to go ahead and face the sun. We're going to roll it down on the inhale. Just roll it down. If you can touch your toes, go ahead and do so. If not, you can bend your knees. Everyone's flexibility is different, and then roll it up very slowly on the exhale, one vertebra at a time. Do it again. And then one more time, go down. I always love to really exercise the spine. One thing that Joseph Pilates did say, he was always focused on the spine. You're as young as your spine. I believe that's what he said. I can't quote him word for word, but it does focus on the spine. From right here, you're gonna stand up nice and tall. Spread your wings. So we're gonna turn, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and one last time. Make sure your wings are spread, soar like an eagle. And last time to the left. And slowly release. Take a deep breath in. And one more time. Hand to heart. Woo! I thank you so much for joining me. I thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. This is the last week of April. We're just hanging in there. I'm just staying positive that things will get better. Just hang in there, continue on with the video. Like I said before, if you find this one a little bit too challenging, that's okay. Continue to do it. If you have any comments, comment below. If you're my friends on Facebook or on Instagram, you can always send me a message and I will always reply back to you. And to them, please stay healthy, stay safe, be committed to this practice. I just absolutely love this practice. I thank you so much. And until next video, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.